feet. As long as you're happy with hot feet.
Good, and bend both knees for me. Good, and lift your butt off the couch as high as you can go. Perfect, and down. So, movement is fine. Perfect. So, let's check your hip range of motion there. So, what we're checking is external rotation of the hip. Good, any pain there?
Only from muscular injury, like muscular.
Whereabouts are you feeling?
Like in the hip.
Okay, good, and then this way. Any pain there now?
No.
Good.
It did a little click, which felt good. I think this is the, this is like the sticky hip.
External. That's equal to the other side. And going this way.
Yeah, it gets stuck.
Okay. Is that hurt? Whereabouts is that hurting?
It doesn't hurt. It just feels like
Hip flexor.
stuck.
Tight? Stiff?
Yeah, almost like impossible.
Alrighty. And then what I want you to do, bend your knee like that and just try and lift your leg as high in the air as possible for me. Good. Hamstrings are fine. Good. Did you get any knee pain at all?
Not really. Just if I'm walking downhill too long.
Perfect. Good. Okay. Big toe range of motion is good. Okay. Just going to do some strength testing of the feet. Last time from the actual results there, your left foot was slightly weaker than the right.
Yep. This will be interesting.
So what it is, we're just trying to eliminate any bias of the actual leg rolling inwards. All right. So what I want you to do is just solely use your actual foot for me. All right. So the first one that we're going to do is check inversion. So you're going to push against the actual plate going this way.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll do that on the left. And then we'll do eversion, which is on the outside here.
Cool.
All right. And off you go. So what I want you to do is push into the actual as much as you can. Good.
I definitely could have gone more there. I was getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go again.
I was like.
As much as you can.
Okay.
All right. Keep going. Yeah, that's good. And relax.
Was that more?
Yeah.
All right. It was just getting the right muscles engaged. It's like a thing I don't really do.
Same on this one. Good. Left is actually stronger. And then we'll do eversion. So right foot and push. Good. And left. Next one, we'll do a scan of the actual feet in case we're going to go ahead with any orthosis, but I'm just going to check a few things on the actual feet. So, in terms of the tingling sensation there itself. So, if I bend back on the big toe like that and press here, any discomfort there?
It's quite sharp, yeah.
Quite sharp, okay. And if I go along the actual arch here itself?
It just feels quite nice.
Okay. And onto the left side, if I bend the big toe.
Oh, is that the same pressure?
Same pressure.
That's
a little bit more.
Yeah.
How would that compare to the right?
The right was way more intense.
Was it an ouch?
It was like like someone was sticking their finger in me.
Yeah.
My feet get so hot when they're touched. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So the callus build-up tells us how your foot is functioning as well. So you've got mild bunion deformities here.
Right? I'm really trying to straighten them out.
Yeah. So what it is, but you've still got very good range of motion in the joint itself. So the big toe is not pushing off nice and straight here. You're pushing off at a slight angle. So that is what's causing the buildup of hard skin just underneath here.
Yeah.
And then you get a bit of friction, which is what's causing this row of what we call seed cones along here as well. And then subsequently a bit more lateral loading. So putting a bit more pressure underneath the fifth metatarsals here. All right. The signs and symptoms that you're presenting with what we call plantar fasciitis. which I believe is what you had previously when you came. And whilst it may have improved, just explaining what's happening there, the plantar fascia runs from your heel to your toes. And because of the mild bunion, which can be contributing to the symptoms, your big toe is not pushing off nice and straight here, it's pushing off at an angle. So it's increasing the angle of pull on the plantar fascia there itself. With the Vivo barefoot, is that what you run in as well?
I used to, but I just bought some Ultras because that's what Ron suggested. Wide toe box, but a bit more protection.
Good. And how have you been getting on with them so far?
I have only worn them for 3 runs, but they feel nice.
Okay.
They feel like a bit more supportive.
What sort of distance have you been doing?
Only like 5k.
5k.
No more.
All right, no worries. If we're going ahead with insoles, we are going to do a scan of the actual feet. Perfect. So the right foot first. And just relax your foot for me.
Should I bend it back a bit?
No, just however it feels sort of relaxed. I'm just putting a bit of pressure in there. Keep your foot nice and still for me. Get you to swap onto your left foot for me, please. Any questions from me so far, Laura?
I don't think so.
Everything making sense so far?
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Perfect. Thank you. Just make a few notes quickly. Alright, let's get you to stand on the actual pressure plate facing that way for me. Go shuffle yourself a bit forward. Perfect. Just there. Good. Hands by your side and just keep looking straight for me. And try and keep yourself nice and still. Do a recording for 20 seconds. Okay.
I stopped breathing. Oh, interesting. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'll show you that in a moment. Then I'll have you just balancing just on your right foot now for me. Good. And just balance on your right foot now. Perfect. Good. Same 20 seconds again. Perfect. And swap onto your left foot in a moment. Alright, onto your left foot now for me. Perfect. And the next one we'll have a look is what we call a dynamic assessment, where we have a look at you walking across the pressure plate. So what I want you to do is just stand all the way where the camera is.
Yeah.
Walk across the actual plate, like here, turn around and just keep going up and down for it. Just try and picture the pressure plate wasn't there. Normal pace on a day-to-day basis.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah.
And off you go. Perfect.
Great.
Thank you. When was your last run?
Yesterday morning.
Okay. And how was that? Pain-wise in the right foot?
Oh yeah, perfect. It was so chill. Are
you getting first step morning pain? So,
not really.
No?
I've got it a bit now because I've been on the move quite a lot today.
Okay. But at initial first point where I pressed on the right foot, you didn't really like that. It was a little bit sharp, yes?
Very sharp, okay. Yeah. That definitely was the aggravated area.
Cool. Alright, I have to stand on this.
So clever.
Good. So, I'll just ask you to hold on to the side because it just has a little bit of a sharp jolt to start. Alrighty?
Yeah.
And you've been on the treadmill before, right?
Yeah.
Good. Just going to get you up to a comfortable walking speed first. Perfect. Alrighty, just keep looking straight for me. And up to a running speed. That comfortable for you?
Yeah, great.
Alright. There we go. K-tape. 3 bits.
Yeah.
What it is, if you focus on doing, always start at the left, underneath the little toe, and you're doing the breast cancer sign around the heel. So you're going around the heel,
yeah,
and then back up the big toe.
Ah, okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So if I lift your foot like that,
yeah,
I'll show you what I'm doing. So you don't want to put 100% stretch on the tape. Alright, probably just about 50 to 75% stretch on the tape. And then you're going up the actual foot. Yeah? So around the actual heel, I've cut this just a little bit too long, but bend the big toe back, like that. And lay that just like that. With that, then with the other 2 strips, these ones are serving as anchors. So, little toe again, bend the big toe back, stretch on the tape, and lay that down. And then, one more just around the heel. And always just think outside to inside. Alright. Big toe. And leave that up like that. There's so many different ways to do taping. There's not one, but I've just found that one's quite good over the years. So I'll give you these. So
all right.
Cut them.
Oh, great! Thanks.
At length. Alrighty.
Yeah, great.
Have put your socks and shoes on.
And what does this tape do?
Helps to keep the plantar fascia under tension. So.
No, right. Because the reason I'm experiencing the pain is because it's tight.
What happens when you're relaxed? The plantar fascia is not flexing. So when you push off the big toe joint, is what causes that pull on the plantar fascia. So if you're keeping it in that phase where it's stretched, I know you're not getting that first step morning pain, but it helps to keep the plantar fascia under tension and helps to improve the pain symptoms.
Oh, nice.
What we notice, this is your center of pressure line. You're slightly putting a bit more pressure on the actual right heel compared to the actual left.
Oh, yeah.
So we notice a little bit more peak pressures there on the right. So red is high pressure, blue is low pressure. We allow for generally a 3 to 4% difference. What we're noticing is a little bit more red on the actual right side here through the actual forefoot and rear foot here, the heel, compared to what we notice on the actual left side. All right. Right foot balance assessment. We notice that, well, I'll compare it to the actual right foot in a second. What we don't want to see is a complete distance in terms of distance traveled, in terms of you know, falling over. So your general right foot balance is good. When we compare that to the left, notice that there's a lot more going through the actual big toe. There's not much on the outer border here itself. You know, it tended to, in terms of our balance, in terms of the quadrants of the actual foot itself, but it's just a slight difference in terms of what we notice on the left compared to the right. But you're not swaying off completely. It's an appropriate distance traveled over that 20-second period. All right. Walking barefoot. The pink lines are showing the direction of where the foot is traveling. So left foot is a little bit more central, whereas your right foot slightly turning outwards a little bit more. That could link to the fact of how your heel strike is, in terms of how much pronation that's happening, or abnormal pronation that's happening during the gait cycle. And so everybody pronates, but sometimes we pronate a little bit too much through our gait cycle, which can cause abnormal pressures and hence sort of injuries there itself. So going from heel to toe is showing where your center of mass is traveling over that period of time from your heel going towards your toes. If we have a look at the 3D picture here.
That's amazing.
So left foot, if we focus on the left foot for a moment. So your initial heel strike just now, off the actual heel, and then peak pressures there through the actual big toe joint, and then through the actual second and third. And then on the right foot, I'll show you another one after, through the big toe. So pretty similar in terms of how they're functioning. But we can see here the slight differences here. So each of these squares here, these colored squares mirrors one of these lines here. All right. So and it's going from the pressure going through the heel to toes. All right. So left foot at the top, right foot at the bottom. And this is showing the peak pressures here. So pink and blue lines through the actual inside and outside of the actual heel, so medial and lateral. And then in terms of the peak pressures, how you're toeing off here. So if we have that run, left foot, a lot more peak pressures there on the actual left foot in terms of your initial heel strike compared to what we notice on the right foot. Let's double check that. Yes. That sounds probably a bit better. Yeah, so it's just showing the peak pressures there going from heel to toe. Showing the initial heel strike here on your right foot and left foot at the top, and then showing where the actual peak pressures when you're actually toeing off.
Wow.
Alright. This is what we call your force time curve. What we don't want to notice is one of the actual total forces dropping on at the end comparing to the other.
Right.
So in terms of your initial forefoot contact surface compared to the rear foot, it's fairly equal on both, which is what we want to see. We don't want to see one peak here and then the other down here. And then if we have a look at this gait analysis here. So this is us having a look at you walking, all right? So we'll get to just about here. So in terms of your initial heel contact on the left, right? when you're standing on the actual left foot, we're noticing there's just slight drop of the actual right pelvis.
Yeah.
So what we call that is a slight Trendelenburg sign. It means there's a slight weakness in the actual glutes.
Right.
So, and in terms of the actual shoulder drop, we're noticing a bit of a shoulder drop on the left compared to the right.
Yeah.
So they would notice there's a slight functional scoliosis in the actual spine itself. When we come onto the right foot, pretty similar. So right hip slightly higher than what's on the actual left, but still that left shoulder drop.
Wow.
And notice that the right is higher on both sides there itself. So coming to have a look at your running. So onto the left foot again. So notice there's not much heel strike there, quite a lateral forefoot runner, so on the outside of the foot but on the sort of tiptoes. When you're landing on the actual right foot there, notice how much of a hip drop there is.
Yeah, that's where what happened before.
Yeah. And then coming on to the right side, but notice the bowing of the ankle on this side. So run it back on the actual left. So have a picture of where the left foot is there.
Yeah.
And then
I think I know what you're. I think I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
A bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And then you can see that excessive hip drop there compared to the left side.
Yeah.
Based on these sort of findings there itself, if you continue to function like that in terms of your running there itself and just your general day-to-day sort of problems, walking there itself, it can cause the actual heel pain to be worse.
Yeah.
So what we look at is the ultras that you're running, do you run in them, do you walk in them as well? So
not
longer
really.
periods of?
I'm generally walking like the Vivos.
And what about gym? What do you wear for the gym?
Definitely Vivos.
With the treatment plan for plantar fasciitis, we're going to exercise routine there itself to stretch the calf muscles, but also strengthen the plantar fascia to withstand load.
Great.
Versus insoles as well. Insoles are there to change the forces impacting on your feet.
Yeah.
And also give you that shock absorption as well. So we tend to go for a semi-flexible plate itself that will conform quite nicely towards your arch profile.
Nice.
And based on what we're seeing in terms of left compared to right, you'd have a slightly different prescription based on how we're noticing that you're walking and running as well. If I go back to, and it shows us in terms of what we notice here. So this is your gait from last couple of years ago. If anything, in terms of how you're running now, we're noticing a lot more abnormal pronation on the actual right foot compared to what we noticed 2 years ago.
Yeah. Is it weird that if I say when I'm standing, say brushing my teeth, and then I think, oh, what do my feet feel like? I almost feel as though I can feel that I'm a bit more rolled in.
Okay, yeah.
And can I put these insoles in various different shoes?
Yes.
So if I'm running, if I go to the gym, I can like change it.
That's right.
Do you think these wide toe boxes are helping with this big toe flexibility as well?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Because all throughout my 20s and 30s, I wore like fashion shoes and they were just pointed.
So with the insoles, they come as sort of a shell like this. They're 3D printed.
Oh, wow.
And so, for example, this person's got a difference, a slight heel lift on the left compared to the right, because due to a leg length difference.
Wow.
So this will conform nicely towards the arch. And then you can wear these as a 3/4 length device.
Oh, wow.
And then what we do is we give these as sort of a standard for you to just wear on top of the device. So these are...
So this is really what I'm paying for?
Yeah, so the 3D printed device
there
itself. We can also look at incorporating them directly onto where we glue them just on top, so you have that shock absorbing. So this is Spenco material, so they're using wetsuits. So quite nice and shock absorbing and quite comfortable. So you're not feeling the rigidity of the actual shell as well.
Does it mean that there'll be a little 1 or 2 mil drop then on the heel lift, rather than it be a 0 drop, if that makes sense? Because I'm not fussed about that.
No, so with you'll have a higher prescription in your right compared to your left, because your right foot's doing this. So we want less what we call pronation of the actual right foot.
Yeah.
So you'll have a slight what we call medial wedge on this side, so that you're hitting the ground a lot more this, as opposed to like that.
Is it going to feel amazing?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that's what we're aiming for.
That's mega. And it's coming from, it's probably all coming from that toe, do you think? Like the lack of support and...
It all ties in together.
All ties in.
Yeah. As it relates to how the foot functions. So your foot is the first thing that's in contact with the ground. And so if the foot's not functioning properly, it will impact higher up the chain as well. So knock-on effect of knees, hips, lower back there itself as well.
Yeah, great. I love it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
And if we have more weakness in the glutes, then there's more pronation at the foot. So strengthening your glutes would be quite good.
Is that like medius or?
So more so, glute medius and glute max as well.
Interesting. I always considered myself to have reasonably strong glutes, but I suppose it's like if they're all balanced out, maybe.
And you know, in terms of the slight Trendelenburg gait that we're noticing when you're running, that hip drop means that we're going to focus a little bit more on your hip muscle strengthening. But then in terms of the hip flexors, stretching the hip flexors as well.
Yeah, I really got into it after seeing Ron, and then it just kind of
faded away.
Tapered off. It's difficult to do it all.
Yeah, any issues after then just give us a call. So I'd say probably up to a week before doing a run in them.
Okay.
Just slowly phase yourself into wearing them because they're introducing something new. So you can get, blistering there. So I'd rather you get used to them first rather than just going for a run in them tomorrow, as per se.
And the fact that ankle is going to be a bit more lined up, does that then have a knock-on effect, like up the body, knee,
because
back?
You're introducing something then new to the kinetic chain. So you'll have subtle adjustments on the actual knees, hips, lower back there itself.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay. That's an interesting feeling. Yeah, okay.
And it'll feel different in your different shoes as well.
Yeah.
So, they'll fit different in your Viva barefoot versus the Ultras you're running shoes there itself. So like I said, just slowly phase yourself into wearing them.
Great.
But let's try them in these.
How interesting.
Yeah,